Hi, this is Joe's Corner 76. I'm going to be discussing the human condition. In order to change it, we have to be involved. We need to return to sanity in Canada. Personal freedom has to be paramount. We've got to start and say no to government control, to be able to speak freely and oppose any legislation that limits that. Stop rewriting our history. Stop trying to judge the past based on the woke agenda today. What happened, happened, and we can look at it and say, that was good and that was bad, but we cannot rewrite it using today's ideology, because given the same circumstances then, we would have done what they did. I want to say no to woke ideology. I don't want to be called an oppressor belonging to the white patriarchy. I don't want to be called a racist. I don't want to be told who to call what and when. If someone asks me to call them a certain name, I will, out of respect. But I will not be cancelled. I will not lose my individuality. I will fight the woke culture. I will not be cancelled. We have got to get back to individuality and being judged on the content of our character, not by some woke standard. Multiculturalism, as it's practiced now, has got to go. It may have been fine years ago, but society is so changed with so much immigration that we're becoming, and I state becoming, almost a nation of tribes. We have got to get back to the idea that we're all Canadians, first and foremost. We have values, we have concerns, and we want everybody to accept them so that we get back to a national state called Canada. Why in heaven's name can anybody that immigrates here leave their troubles behind? They came here to escape them. We don't need them to be coming back. Let's get back to peaceful protest, not hate, not mass intimidation. Anything that's less than that should be suppressed. We need to look at DEI. Does DEI stand for didn't earn it? I'm sometimes wondering, when I look at the ads for jobs, they specifically state characteristics, language, even ethnic origins. It seems to say, if you're white, you don't have a chance. Let's get back to the best person for the job, no matter who and what they are. 4% of the population is LGBTO. Why all the emphasis on them? What about child hunger, abused women, hate attacks, crime, and much more? Let's clearly state that there are only two biological sexes, men and women. No matter how we cut it, that's the only absolute truth. If you want to call yourself something else, fine. I respect your right to an opinion. But please, do not tell me to call you or accept that you are either a man or a woman, not anything in between, in my view. I am so sick of hearing about the advocates of providing hormone and surgical procedures on young people under 18. I'm absolutely glad certain provinces have banned it. They've done studies in England and Europe that have proved the harm to the people and the children. Remember, any of these changes are irreversible. And there's been so many cases where once the person's got to a certain age, they went, I wish I never would have done that. These children need to be protected by their parents from the government, from the education system, from the medical system. Your job as a parent is to say, I will protect my child from harm. I will not let them be put in harm's way. And if you advocate any of this surgery and hormone treatment for your child, shame on you. I want you to protect them from trans activists. I think there have to be separate facilities for men and women. And no man should be in a woman's facility at all. I don't want any young girls exposed to that. Women work too long and too hard to get their sports recognized, and look where they are today. It's wonderful. But we can't let trans men compete in trans women's sports and claim victory when they were actually very much of a failure in the male-dominated sports. I've looked at our military. I'm kind of shocked. I hear that they are putting tampons in male washrooms. I hear that they're trying to build up the force based on diversity and so many people there, so many people there. We need to build up a warrior culture where we get the best of the best. Our armed forces are here primarily and mainly to protect us. That means they have to be prepared to fight the enemy, kill them, and overcome. The military is not a social agency. So let's press for professional military, the best you can be, develop a warrior culture. You know, I want people to stop being victims. I want people to start being individuals. Don't expect the government to solve all your problems. Don't advocate a nanny state that does everything for you. Accept personal responsibility for your actions, your growth, and your progress. Tell our politicians that private enterprise funds the government, not public servants. All the money that is spent comes from private enterprise. And you know what? At the rate we're going to tax it so much, and it's already happening. People are going to say, I don't want to invest in Canada. I can go somewhere else where I can give it a better return, less regulations, and less bullshit from the government. I think, finally, you should start and think about having a fiscally responsible government. We cannot keep spending more than the taxes we collect. And we cannot allow politicians to use the logic, well, if we spend more, we'll tax more. That's not what we need to do. We need to reduce spending. We need to reduce the size of public service. We need to balance the budget, because in the long term, we'll all benefit. Because with a balanced budget, there's more money in your pocket, in my pocket. And there's less long-term debt for your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren. The way it's going, that's what they're going to have. Tell politicians, I know Carney said he's going to do it, but tell politicians very clearly from all stripes, we want our energy sector released. We want pipelines approved. We want liquefied natural gas approved. We want the ban on tankers off BC banned. We want to put a pipeline through to the East Coast so we stop importing dirty foreign oil and spending billions. The time to do this is now. We need to cut the approval time, because right now, as far as I'm concerned, believe it or not, I think Carney said pipelines, but not necessarily pipelines. He hasn't repealed the carbon tax officially, all of it. He hasn't banned Bill 69. So I'm very much saying, press your politicians. Tell them you're just not satisfied with the vagueness. I think it's time to stop coddling criminals. Is it possible that we should be looking at the victims? Is it possible that we should not be releasing habitual criminals? Is it possible that they should not have bail? Should we not be deporting foreign criminals who are not Canadian citizens? Maybe even going to the extent that habitual criminals who are immigrants here, even if they have citizenship, lose it. We need a Canada that's safe. And we need to do something about it now. Foremost, I believe in one Canada. I hope you'll believe in one Canada. With our common decency, our belief in liberty, the freedom of religion, the freedom to vote, the freedom to have safe streets, the freedom to be able to have a life that we can afford because we're not taxed to death. Fight, fight, fight to preserve our way of life. Stand up to the terrorists, both outside Canada and inside Canada. Tell the government all of these terrorist groups have got to be banned. We have to suppress any demonstration that's hateful and blocks public access. Peaceful demonstration, yes. Hate and intimidation, no. Within and outside of Canada, we want the government known as a fair, balanced place that provides a good life for those that are willing to go along with our values. I'm telling you right now, we're sort of on an insane path unless we turn the ship quite a bit around. Are you interested in returning to sanity? All I'm asking you to do is think about some of the things I've said. Also think about some of the things you think. And ask yourself, do we need to return to sanity? You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and X. And you can hear me on Google, Spotify, and YouTube at Joe's Corner 76. If you like this podcast, tell your friends. There are many more. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Joe's Corner 76.